Suplah, bringing you the latest in wrestling news, reviews, and rumors by annoyed fans.
For annoyed fans.
Let's get it on!
Bring it!
Hello wrestling fans and welcome to another edition of the Suplah. It's been a while. I feel like I say this every time. But welcome back to another edition of the Suplah. With me as always, when we bother to do this, is Sam Brooks.
Do you not think it's weird that the audience can only see your face right now?
I didn't really set it up properly.
Incredible.
So
what a roaring good start to 2022.
Oh, my house is a mess. I should have tidied up before
Give it
going
up
on the
for
internet.
however many this is of the Suplah. It's been going for a while now.
It's been
Will it ever
84
stop
years.
is the question.
No, we can't stop and we won't stop.
No, as long as there's news, you'll have us here.
Exactly. If you've been wondering where I've been, it's for obvious reasons.
Everybody wants to know where
I've been.
We've been off in the mountains having a pilgrimage, you see.
Yes, a pilgrimage.
We've been searching far and wide, and you know what we've been searching for, Andrew?
What have we been searching for, Sam?
Answers to the questions.
What kind of questions, Sam?
The questions such as why? Why have WWE seemingly been releasing 50% of their talent over the last 2 years, and are continuing to do so as recently as yesterday?
Yes, they released just yesterday Billy Willie Regal and
Road Doggy Dog.
Road Doggy Dog. I don't know why there's a picture of Tony Khan now. I've got to change that.
Oh, we're just endlessly shuffling through these two pictures now. You thought hey, let's have a slideshow, and let's only have two fucking pictures in the slideshow. Wow, slideshow this is, Andrew. Why do I trust you to do anything? Oh my god, are you serious?
I'll turn it up.
Did you not think to pick more than two images? Rotating every 5 seconds?
Wait, I'll change it.
Look at Regal and Road Dogg and Tony and Swole just go round and round forever.
Oh god, wait, how do I get the other one on? I want that one.
There's a third? Who's the third slide?
There isn't a third, it's just Road Dogg over and over again. There you go.
Just pick one and stick to it while we're talking about it.
We'll stick to that for now, and then we'll move forward. There you go. That's
Jesus.
Spoiler
Alright.
Always a professional show, as always.
Let's just start with this, alright? I wanted to do a thing. I wanted to do a thing where we take a look, because it is a new year. It's a new class of releases. How about we look at 2021 and we have a look at some of the releases that have happened over the past year?
I do not remember 2021, so please explain who got
This can be a refresher. Normally we do the end of year awards, but honestly, we can't remember anything that's happened. We only remember the bad stuff. So let's just take a look at some of the releases, shall we?
Let's have a look, Sam.
So we're starting off strong in January, where they released Lars Sullivan, the freakiest freak this side of Freaktown. The Freak, Lars Sullivan.
I mean, I don't think he really had a chance, really.
A chance in the company, a chance of going elsewhere after it was discovered that he's a huge racist and homophobe. Probably both.
I think I forgot about that part, so that's why.
Yeah, no,
okay, that makes sense now. Yeah, okay.
That was a big thing. He was released in January, and then we bring on February with the release of The Big Show.
Word.
The large program.
He ended up in AEW.
The Impressive Circus.
As none of these things, thankfully.
As Paul.
Well, he's a big Paul.
I'm Paul.
I'm Big Paul.
He now works with AEW. Yeah, let's make a little tally here. How many of these people have gone on to AEW? The answers may shock you.
We're basically on one at the moment.
Yeah, out of the 2 we've said, it's 1.
Okay.
Then it was Steve Cutler. He's gone to Impact Wrestling. You know who he wrestles as there?
I don't know.
Steve Macklin.
Great. Like, woo!
Next up, we have Andrade El Idolo. Oh, sorry, it was Andrade. Or was it Andrade Cien Almas?
Or was it, I'm in AEW now?
There's Andrade El Idolo, yes. That was in March. Then April, we hit the big time with the first big batch of releases of the year, starting with Billy Kay, Peyton Royce, the Iconics, who are now known as The Inspiration in Impact Wrestling.
Yes, they are the...
I believe they're the current tag champs as well.
I think so, yes. I think that's true.
Also released, Samoa Joe, for the first time.
Fucking hell.
Save for the first time, because...
I'm gone again. Doo, doo, doo. Like, what the fuck?
I'm on this website, right? I'm on this little website here, and it's got pictures, the title, little footnotes as well. NXT rehired Samoa Joe shortly after.
Weird.
Not anymore.
What's the point?
I feel so bad for Samoa Joe, honestly, because he was there in NXT, right? Then he got let go. No, he was on, like, the main roster. I forgot about this. He was on the main roster for several years.
Yeah.
Never won any titles or anything.
He was the US champion, though, wasn't he? I mean, that doesn't.
Oh,
mean
was
much.
he?
I think he was. It doesn't mean.
See, the
much.
fact that I didn't even realize that or even register it says a lot. But
I only know that because I saw a clip on TikTok of Samoa Joe's bits. That sounds wrong.
His bits. His bits.
no,
His bits.
No, his bits.
That's just it on TikTok. Samoa Joe's bits. Samoa Joe's Bitcoin.
His Dogecoin. His Joe coin.
Imagine Joe Coin.
Yes!
I'd buy Joe Coin.
somebody needs to make like an NFT of Samoa Joe on a coin. Like Joe Coin.
But yeah, no, he was... His last appearance was at WrestleMania wearing a weatherproof poncho, and then they fired him.
Ah, yes, he looked like a human condom.
He did. But then, lo and behold, Triple H was like, wait, no, we want to bring him back, because he's Samoa fucking Joe.
Well, yeah.
So, he comes back to NXT as William Regal's enforcer to feud with Karrion Kross, beats him for the NXT title, and all 3 people who were in that sentence are now gone. So... that worked out great, didn't it?
James A in the chat says Samoa Joe is the rubber ball of NXT. I would say he's the flubber of NXT.
Hey!
What?
What are you saying about his body image?
No, I didn't mean it like that.
You're saying he's green as well? You're diminishing his wrestling skill?
Wow, I can't win today, can I?
Saying he's green and made of flub?
No, because you can't grab hold of him and then he goes away and then he goes away again. I'm not helping, am I?
Have you ever heard the sound of a rubber ball breaking a window?
Have you ever heard the sound of silence? People wish that when I speak sometimes.
Samoa Joe fired in April, but then he was fired again in January, so that's great. Back in April, though, we have the release of Kalisto. Good Lucha Things.
Good Lucha Things.
He's now in AEW, isn't he? Well, he's at least appeared at least once.
He's appeared at least once. I don't know.
As a Samurai del Sol, which was his indie name before he got to WWE.
Yes, when he was much better.
Yes, I think he's been having a lot of health issues lately, so that might explain his absence, but by the looks of things, he appears to just be involved with AEW now, so...
Fair enough, I mean...
Mark him on the tally.
Yeah, that's 3 or 4, or I can't count.
Mickey James...
Hardcore Country is in TNA now, or Impact.
Yeah,
sorry,
Impact.
I've always called him TNA. I'm sorry, I'm just a twat.
You're such a fake fan, Andy.
What?
Mickey James was fired for the 3rd time, I want to say.
Yeah.
She had that brief stint in OVW in like the early aughts, and then she had that first run in the WWE for like nearly 10 years. And then they fired her, and they brought her back in 2016, and now she's gone again.
What a wonderful fucking what
We can
is
say about all of these, like, what a wonderful decision. Chelsea Green, also released, now gone to Impact.
Yes.
And then Tucker. Remember Tucker?
No.
He's a big boy, big beefy Tucker with Otis as heavy machinery.
Oh, big beefy Tuck. Yeah.
Yes, Big Tuck.
Big Tuck.
Well, he's left and he's fallen off the face of the earth, basically.
Well, he works at Home Depot. I don't know. I have no idea.
I wouldn't be surprised if he does, honestly. Maybe he works at Walmart with the rest of the lost souls of the wrestling world.
I wonder where Kozlov is now.
He's probably still in Walmart. It's taken him a long time to get out of there.
Yeah.
It's a big premise. It's a lot to cover, but yeah, that whole thing was a tragedy because now Otis is just plain, bland, boring heel with Chad Gable because that's what people want to see. How do you take someone, little tangent here, how do you take someone as comedic and like charismatic as Otis and take away every defining characteristic that he could possibly have, and then put him in a tag team with Chad Gable, who they clearly don't see anything in?
They did a really good thing. Like I remember the love angle they did with
the story with Mandy Rose. It was incredible. He was in the comedic tag team. He had his partner. He had Mandy Rose. They had that whole story, but then they took Mandy away. They broke up the tag team, and then they put him in another tag team. But he can't be the flamboyant face that we all know and love, the underdog. Remember when he won Money in the Bank? Because no one else does. They made pop vinyls of that moment, and they're worth probably nothing now because they shaved his beard. He doesn't do his like he doesn't do that anymore.
I have to.
And now he's just boring, bland, just Otis.
He is just plain Jane Otis now. But I have to apologise. I didn't hear any of that because my cat decided he wanted to jump up on the windowsill, so I've let him on the windowsill. So.
Released after that was Bo Dallas, who was also fallen into obscurity afterward.
Yeah,
you can argue he fell into obscurity whilst he was still under contract.
I don't understand how he's still there and getting paid.
Well, now he's not.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, okay.
You have to call him out. Mojo Rawley, also on the list of casualties from April. We're still in April, Andy.
We're going to be here all day, aren't we?
Remember when he just looked into a mirror for like 10 weeks?
Yeah. And then he had face paint on his face, and then
he did.
Came back for a week, and then was gone again, and
then he was gone. Again. It's the circle of life.
It ruins your soul.
James in the chat says because it's the VKM vision.
Oh, big beefy beef. I want beef now. No more vanilla midget stabbing beef. I'm like, okay, Vince, calm down.
He should make like Wanda Maximoff and lose his vision, if you ask me. But. Hey-oh. Wesley Blake of the Forgotten Sons.
What an ironic name.
Kavita Devi, also known as the Token Indian. She was a very big deal when she was first signed, appeared in the 2017 Mae Young Classic. Her whole gimmick was that she was Indian.
Excellent.
That was the whole thing.
Those gimmicks go really well, don't they?
A lot of people who they signed from India were released like last year, and the common denominator is that they didn't really have much of a gimmick besides their ethnicity. I wonder why that might be.
It's almost as
it's amazing how WWE is like the most xenophobic fucking presentation of anything.
I mean, it's like they.
It's diversity if you want to play that card, but we'll get to that later.
We'll get to that later, but like.
Good news, we finally move on to May.
Okay. May.
Jessamine Duke.
Who?
She's one of the 4 MMA horsewomen.
Great.
You know who they are, don't you?
I know who they are.
Who are they, Andy? You know, it's just times like this where I wonder why I even bother to do this with him. He just gets up and leaves. I'm looking at the fucking tape delay now. He's playing with his fucking blinds. What are you doing?
Wait.
What the hell are you fucking doing?
Wait. Okay, I have to explain. So, my cat has now jumped off the windowsill and has destroyed my blind in the process. and is now doing what I can only describe as baking biscuits on my sofa. So don't ever podcast with a cat.
Do you see a headset on him? You're not podcasting with a cat. You're podcasting with me.
I can move the camera and put it on him.
Don't.
Okay. We get more views. Anyway, so the point is...
Jessamine Duke was released, and so was Vanessa Bourne, and so was Skylar Story.
Who are these people?
Oh, Brandy Lauren. That's what they named her. That's what they fucking named her? Really? Brandy Lauren? One of the hottest women in existence? You want to name her Skylar Story and never use her on TV at all?
I don't know about that. Let me see.
Amazing. So... there's a recurring theme as well, in that some of these guys were signed to the Performance Center, did a couple of things in NXT, not even on camera, and then they got released. They couldn't even make it to TV before they were just struck down.
It's like, no, you won't make it. Goodbye. Like, what the hell?
Like Ezra Judge.
Of course they're gonna fail. You give them stupid names.
He now works in MLW as EJ and Duca. This is a big dude. Like, what part of VKM's vision does this guy not fulfill?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Because he likes beef. Like, I don't get why.
This guy's like 7 feet tall and made of beef.
This sounds like Vince McMahon's wet dream. Like, what the fuck is
What are you
this?
doing?
Ugh.
Moving on, you have Alexander Wolfe, formerly of Sanity, formerly of Imperium. Now he's gone. Pretty good wrestler, all things considered. Wouldn't be surprised if he shows up at WXW, his home turf, but he hasn't yet.
No, well, we'll see what happens.
Oh, hey, remember Velveteen Dream?
Well, he was a problematic character, wasn't he?
He was a pedophile.
Alleged paedophile, Sam, alleged.
That's not better, Andy. You're still a fucking pedo, Andy.
No, I'm not.
Would you rather be a pedo or an alleged pedo? Or would you rather not be a pedo?
I'd rather just not be a pedo. I mean,
Maybe don't talk to people under the age of 17.
Exactly.
When you are over 17.
17. No.
17 Dream.
Oh, no. Oh, that just gave me the fucking ick. Please.
Good. As it should. It means you have a moral compass, Andrew.
Oh, fucking no. Christ.
The first big shocking release of the year came in June, when it was Braun Strowman's time to get the chop.
This makes me very sad.
Braun Strowman. How could they let someone who is practically a money printing machine, how could they let him go?
He is like literally the exact... Literally,
he's the new Big Show.
When you said earlier about that guy who's like Vince McMahon's ideal, like Braun Strowman is literally like the guy. He is literally.
And in terms of like really tall guys, like they have limited movement. You wouldn't see that with Braun.
No,
Braun could fucking go.
Yeah, he could do drop kicks and jump off the top rope and shit. I'm like, oh my god, this guy's great. Like, literally, he was like Big Show in his heyday when, like, Big Show could do, like, drop kicks and stuff. And I'm sitting there going, why in the name of God did you fire this big beefcake? Oh, because you wanted to call Rick Steiner's kid Braun for some reason, you fucking idiots.
No. His name is Braun.
Oh, it's the same thing.
Braun Breesley.
Braun Breesley.
Braun Strowman has since appeared as I believe his name is now the Titan, Adam Scher. Not like the singer Cher.
Do you believe?
Different spelling. Do you believe in life after E?
After E.
Yes, because he showed up on the EC3, did a pay-per-view, like Free the Narrative or some shit. He appeared there. He might have appeared in Ring of Honor once.
He did, right at the end at Final Battle.
Oh yeah, he appeared at the last ever Ring of Honor show. Ain't that great? What a time to get in.
I love how the Ring of Honor title's being defended in GCW at like the Hammerstein Ballroom show that's coming up.
It's got to go somewhere. Can't go to Ring of Honor.
You can't go anywhere at this point.
Next up on the chopping block was Lana. The writing was on the wall as soon as they released Rusev the previous year, I think.
How is Lana not in AEW by now? Unless that's what they're teasing.
You'd think, but honestly, Miro's doing fine on his own. He doesn't really need Lana. You could add to Lana to Miro and give him Lana if you wanted, but What do you think about Miro? You're the AEW guy.
He's very good. It's like, at first, I think his gimmick was a bit crap, where he's like, I'm the best man!
Yeah, that was shit,
man.
but like God's favorite champion, like that's a A-tier gimmick. Like,
yeah, and the belt and everything would look great.
yeah, man. I loved
like,
his run as the TNT champion. I thought that was great.
Yeah, but like the original, like with Kip Sabian, I'm like,
Oh yeah, that was awful.
why the fuck did you pair him up with him?
I'm the best at everything, Herbert. Great.
I'm the best man. I'm like, no, stop this now, end it now.
You're the better man. Be the better man, please. And then he did become the better man. He became Miro, God's favorite champion, with a fucking neck made of sand. It's fucking brilliant.
With the sand neck.
Buddy Murphy.
He's in Impact. Right?
New Japan.
New Japan. Oh, okay, fair enough.
He's in New Japan. He wrestles as Buddy Matthews, which is his real name, I think. So that's pretty neat. I've always liked him.
His actual first name is Buddy.
May not be Buddy.
What?
May just be Matthews.
Okay, because that was like, of all the gimmick names, Buddy Murphy should be the most gimmick named ever. Like
Buddy Murphy.
My name is Buddy. Like, no, it's not. It's not something you'd call your dog. That's not your name.
His name is Matthew Adams, but his ring name is Buddy Matthews.
Okay, fair enough.
Worth mentioning that his Twitter handle is SNM Buddy, which is honestly, it's meant to say secret no more, SNM, but I'll be damned if I just don't think of SNM.
Cause I may be bad, but I'm perfectly good at it. Buddy in the air is my name. I do moves in the ring. Do. Break my bones.
You can't stop yourself, can you?
Chains
You don't think to see if these things are funny before you do them, do you?
No, that's the joy of me. Is I just do it.
Oh yeah, it's something, alright.
It's like throwing shit at a wall. Whatever sticks.
Mm-hmm. And it smells bad. Aleister Black, now known as Malachi Black in AEW. Whoa, what a surprise. This was fucking awful, right? Because you had all of these vignettes, like, preparing to bring him back in. It was like, he had this book. It was really cool looking. Can't remember what the details were because it's been so long, but he had like this thing. He had a thing going. He comes back. He attacks Big E, who was in the Intercontinental picture at the time. Makes a big return. And then immediately after this, he's gone. Released like a couple days after he first appeared on SmackDown.
It's almost as if
what happened there?
There's no planning involved. They just...
I mean, literally. There's a pattern here in that I think, honestly, there's like a machine backstage. And not like Brian Cage. I mean like an actual mechanical structure.
No, it's just a randomizer.
It's a randomizer. They put in all of the names of the people in the company and they're just like, oh, who are we releasing today? Like, it's gotta be that.
Like, literally, it's just like random.org and just put in random shit and you go, Vince McMahon. No, can't do that. Okay, next one. Aleister Black. Yeah, okay.
Ruby Riott. Ruby Riott, now known as Ruby Soho in AEW.
Who's just had a TBS title match. It
was really good.
But Jade Cargill is Bay. So, like, she's there and she's doing a million times better. It's almost as if you leave WWE and it's your shit. You're somehow elevated because you're not under the shackles of...
If you've been through the WWE machine and somehow your dreams of being a professional wrestler haven't been crushed into dust. Because that's what's happened, I think, with a lot of these people, is because WWE, for all intents and purposes, for the longest time, has been the end game. It's been the place to go to. It's what little boys and girls dream of doing. They want to be a WWE wrestler. So when you get there, and you're told that you're not good enough, and that you're being released for budget cuts, despite whatever else you may have going for you, that's gotta destroy you. Imagine having a dream job for years and years, and then when you get there, it's one of the worst, like, places where you've ever been treated. That's gotta be terrible.
Well, yeah, I can't imagine what that's like.
It's like you going to McDonald's, and just suddenly learning, oh, I'm not good enough to flip burgers. You may have dreamed about it for years, but you'd have been told you're not good by the clown himself, Mr. McDonald. It's got a sting, right?
I can't say they've used the clown for a while.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, who owns the company then? The Happy Meal box?
No.
With eyes and teeth.
The hamburger.
Yeah, right. He says Ronald McDonald hasn't been used in years, and yet the Hamburger has been dead in a ditch since 2005.
Wow, did they find him in the end then?
No, it's an ongoing search. No. You should pay some sort of respect to it, Andy, honestly. It's kind of tactless for you to bring that up. Moving on to the releases, we have DMX. Now, this was a crazy one, because no one thought that, he would... Oh. Wait, no, I accidentally switched over to the tab of celebrity deaths.
Oh, he got released from life.
So did Prince Philip.
You're gonna make me lose my mind.
You think that was a budget cut?
God, son. Fucking hell.
You think Prince Philip was a budget cut?
I don't know.
Sorry, kid. Good luck in future endeavors.
He looked like a zombie anyway. I thought he was.
Santana Garrett was... She didn't die. She was released.
We have to clarify this. She's not...
Right, we're back on the releases now. Okay. Santana Garrett. Been in the industry for, years at this point.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, great. Fandango. Tyler Breeze. Collectively known as Breezango.
Look at my eyes. Tell me what you see.
You have to give me more than just singing the themes.
Oh, are they in Impact then?
No, actually, I don't think either of them have shown up anywhere.
Oh, that's weird.
Which is surprising, because they've got it. They've got, the entertaining factor down. Remember the Fashion Files? That was good shit.
Yeah, I feel like they both paired together could have been a lot better than what it was. Because, Tyler Breeze... Especially when he got called up to the main roster.
Look, everyone! It's Tyler!
Yeah, his NXT run was great. Then he gets called up. It's like everything with this fucking company. You get called up and you become literal horse shit. Literally, he gets called
Well, even
up.
then, he had the gimmick of, the selfie stick and everything. It was great in NXT. He moves up to the main roster. Gets put in that awful feud with Dolph Ziggler. Which was the pattern for a while around the time. It was a style at the time. And then he kind of got that resurgence when he was paired with Fandango, with Breezango, the tag team. I don't think they ever won main roster gold, because I'm almost certain they went to NXT for a while, and they definitely won the titles there.
I think they did.
But, they never got the SmackDown tag titles, because they were a big part of, when the brand split happened. They were, one of the big, tag teams of SmackDown, from what I remember.
And that's
them as a unit was fucking great, and you'd love to see them somewhere else. It's just they haven't shown up yet. No. Although, bearing in mind, Fandango's been wrestling since, the mid-aughts. So,
well, yeah, Johnny Curtis
quite old in the teeth.
Donkey's years at this point.
Exactly. Even in developmental territories. And then he showed up on the main roster in, 2011 or something?
Well, yeah, he even, he debuted...
10 years ago now.
Did he have his debut match at WrestleMania and beat Chris Jericho?
That was as Fandango, but even before then, he was on that weird season of NXT as Johnny Curtis. And then he had those weird vignettes of SmackDown where he was, pouring milk and having a chip on his shoulder. What the fuck was that about?
Oh, Christ, no.
Honestly, they think they have good ideas, and you can't blame them, but sometimes you think, how the fuck did you think that was good? Moving on the list, you have Tony Nese, who has appeared on AEW, not in a match, but I think he was in the crowd at one of their big events, right?
I think so, yes.
Yeah, Tony Nese, great pickup, but he's also been doing it for a while. Even before he went to the 205 Live, because he started off as a cruiserweight.
He was in TNA, wasn't he?
He was in TNA, yeah, as Anthony Nese, believe it or not.
Didn't he land on his head?
I think he did.
Yeah.
No, that might have been Mark Haskins.
No, they both landed
They
on
both
their head.
landed. Yeah. TNA, the land of falling on your head.
Cross the line onto your noggin. Anywho, move forward.
Cross your spinal line over your neck.
Cross your spine. So move.
Aria Daivari. Daivari Jr. He was in the Cruiserweights.
I didn't watch 205 Live, so I have no idea who this is.
Oh, brilliant. Well, yeah, Aria Daivari, he was with it for several years. Now he's with New Japan, apparently, which even I didn't know.
Yeah, fair dues.
August Gray.
Now you're making stuff up.
No idea. The Singhs, the Bollywood boys, Samir Singh and Sunil
What a
Singh.
load of shit! Like, dude, like they like I remember, like was it a couple of years ago where like Randy Orton just like dropped them on their fucking head. They
A
fell
couple
off.
of years ago,
They-
Andy, that was 2017.
Oh, what is time? What is
That
time?
was 5 years ago.
What is the concept of time anymore? But
No,
yeah, I
it's
remember.
going faster every day. But yeah, no, they were paired with bit old Jinder Vahinder Mahal when he was WWE champion. They were his lackeys.
Yeah, and they do all this stuff, and I thought they were entertaining enough as it is.
Oh yeah, they're solid like entertainers. Like technical ability, don't really care. But if you're entertaining, that's good enough for me.
But not
But again, like the literal tag team was the Bollywood boys. It's just their culture. It's their ethnicity. It's the gimmick again.
yeah, that's WWE.
Even before then, that's like how they like broke in, which is odd. But
Yeah.
moving down the list, you have Kurt Stallion. No idea.
No clue.
Arturo Ruas. Oh, he's one of the I want to say Brazilian signees. It was him. What's the name of the guy in the Wingmen? Caesar Bononi.
Yes, he's a bit...
Yeah, but him, Caesar, and Tay Conti were like a small sub-unit in NXT at one point.
Well, that went really well.
Because they were all Brazilian, you see, and ethnicities group with each other.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so now they're all gone anyway.
And
He's even in AEW now, apparently as Tiger Ruas, which, okay, that's pretty cool, honestly.
okay.
But they all just ended up in AEW, which is funny. Next along, Marina Shafir. Come on, you gotta know Marina Shafir.
No.
MMA 4 Horsewomen, married to Roderick Strong. Fuck me, Andy. Are you really an MMA fan?
I know who Shayla Blazer is, and
Shayla Blazer.
and Ronda.
How many L's do you want to add to that name that has one?
And Ronda Rousey.
Shayna Baszler, Ronda Rousey, Marina Shafir, and Jessamine Duke, the 4 MMA horsewomen.
I don't know the other two, but I know Shayna.
Oh my god, you are horrible.
I'm not horrible. Why am I horrible?
How can you be the MMA guy and not know about the 4 MMA horsewomen?
Because they were relevant, like
Go on.
Ronda Rousey hasn't been in an MMA cage for a number of years now, and so Shayna. So half of them are like no longer even MMA horsewomen now. It's just a tag team. They're the
Killian Dane was released.
great. I don't
We're
know.
still in June, by the way, with these releases.
fuck me. How long we what?
June. Hey, June. Everyone got fired.
Why are you so sad? 'Cause we released everyone. Hasn't made
Killian
it
Dane.
better.
That's a shame. I always felt sorry for Ian Dane.
Ian Dane.
Yeah, Killian Dane.
Wow.
What did Ian Dane ever do?
I have no idea.
He's a big guy. He has a future in other places.
Is he Big Damo?
Yeah.
Ah, right. Yes, he was.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
That's because they have stupid names. You say these names, I have no fucking clue who you're talking about because they come up with names like they just came up with it on a fucking generator somewhere. And be like, Killian Dane. Like, that's not what real people sound like.
You mean like Matt Martell and Chase Parker?
Who the fuck are these people?
You know 2.0? In
Oh,
AEW?
That's because they use actual names that make sense in AEW.
What are their names?
Yeah.
You shit. You're talking out your fucking ass. You don't even know their names.
Oh, I know their names, you know.
What are their names?
Shane Taylor.
Shayna Baszler.
No.
Shane Taylor?
No,
Shane
Shane-
Taylor?
Shane-
That's a completely different wrestler, Andy.
No. Wait, I know their names. It's
You're Googling them.
Jagged. I'm not. My hands are here. Jagged and
Jagged?
Jagged. That was one of their names.
Jagged?
Jagged. Yeah. Google this shit. That was one of their names. Wait, no. Scott Parker. Scott something. Somebody called Scott. They're funny. I should know their names.
Somebody called Scott.
Somebody. Wait, no, it's
Somebody called him Scott. Somebody called him Scott.
No, wait. I got this. I've got this. I'm not looking this up by any stretch of the imagination.
Matt Martell and Chase Parker, now known as 2.0 in AEW. What were they called in NXT? Everrise. That was it.
That was it. See, you don't even know.
I don't even know. Next on the list. Next on the list
was
Bray Wyatt.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay, alright. We need to fucking hit this, like, nail on the head right now.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot deny that he was a big player in the company for the time he was there. Especially as The Fiend.
Oh, shut up.
Whether you like him or not is irrelevant. He was a bona fide main eventer with several world championship title runs.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He was crap. Like, the moment they ruined him was the moment The Undertaker tombstoned him. That was the moment it all went wrong. Like, the feud with Cena was, like, interesting. Then they feuded him with The Undertaker the next year, and I was thinking, alright, let Bray beat Taker. Bray can be the next Undertaker. Didn't happen, because they had to fucking win for some reason, even though he's already lost the streak at that point, so what's the point? And then it's like, oh, I'm the Fiend, look at my goofy mask. Like, no, the Fiend sucked. Every fucking match he had with the world title on the line was hot fucking garbage. And you cannot deny every match he had with Randy Orton was a turd. The spoofy red lighting, the stupid, he's got the whole world in his hands thing coming out of a fucking lantern at one point. This is even before he was the Fiend. And not only that, like, the weird projections on the ground. He fucking dressed up as Sister Abigail, for fuck's sake. Like, it was not good. There were glimpses of brilliance, but you can't overstate how bad the crap was. And if it was just a better gimmick, like, if they just left Bray Wyatt alone as he was in NXT, it's the story of this fucking episode. If they just left them how they were in NXT on the main roster, it would have ended up alright. It would have been fine. But no, they had to give him spoofy magic. Why? Like, it doesn't make sense. He wasn't terrible. But he worked
Some
great.
things we're just never going to agree on, but can you at least agree on the statement that basically giving the Fiend gimmick to Alexa Bliss and then releasing the guy who created the gimmick is a bad move?
That was horrendous. That's like, oh, we don't need you anymore. We got someone more popular than you to do it.
We got someone with a big rack to do it.
And
you can't deny that's all it is.
Basically, yeah, she's hot and she can do the scary thing.
Bray's kind of hot. I wouldn't kick him out of bed. Wouldn't be able to. He's much stronger than I am. I hate you and I hate your opinions, but it's fine. Sadly, he's not shown up anywhere since. I hope he goes to AEW as The Friend.
I hope he doesn't do that.
The Friend bought Willie.
He'll go to Impact.
The Friend bought Willie.
Impact love this spooky shit.
Nah, AEW, mate.
No, fuck off. I don't want to be...
AEW has a hole in the market where it doesn't have spooky things.
They tried that with Matt Hardy, didn't work, it was stupid, so we move on.
The only thing they have is a baddie, and she is a baddie, but that's neither here nor there. I want Bought Willie, the Friend. Someone should make that in one of the games.
Oh, we got to do that.
Bought Willie, the Friend.
Everyone knows I'm your friend. Bought. Perfect.
Ric Flair. He was released.
Because he's problematic. He's likely problematic.
Okay, here's a question I have about all of this, right? Obviously, he was fired when it came out. Like, you know, we reanalyzed The Plane Ride from Hell, where he got multiple women to touch his penis and everything. But when has Ric Flair not been problematic?
His whole career's been problematic.
This is a genuine question. Like, everyone seems to have given him a pass for so long. Why only now have we all just collectively decided, oh yeah, he's kind of scummy?
Because woo!
What prompted the change?
Woo! Like,
Kiss stealing, wheeling, dealing, kiss a fat bitch and make her cry. Like,
I have no idea how he's.
When has he not been problematic? That's his entire gimmick, is that he's just this geriatric old nonce. Like, who's always been, like, really touchy-feely with women. Like, that's always been his thing. Why is it only now? Why have we only just decided?
That's not what a nonce is.
Is he not Hollywood bound? Bray Wyatt? Possibly. Ric Flair? Hopefully not.
Oh my god.
You get my point, though, right?
Geriatric nonce.
That's what he is. That's always been his thing. He's always been a bit of a, like, touchy-feely, not very nicey kind of guy. Imagine if that was part of his spiel. The limousine ride and jet ride and touchy-feely, not really nicey, son of a gun.
As James A says in the chat, acceptable in the 80s.
It was acceptable at the time. Moving on. Released in August, we have Bobby Fish.
Who's now in AEW?
How much fish could Bobby Fish fry if Bobby Fish could fry fish? We'll never know, because he got fired. Yeah, he's now in AEW.
He's frying the fish in AEW now.
Yes. Bronson Reed. You're going to say who? You know Bronson Reed.
Who?
A really big Australian guy. NXT North American champion. Known on the indies as Jonah Rock.
So wait a minute. So they put a mid-card NXT title on him and then get rid of him.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't watch NXT, but even I'm like, that's stupid.
He was a big deal. He's a really, like, big fat guy, but he can fucking, like, move and destroy. He's like a real big horse character. He's super fucking cool.
Wow.
Now doing things in Impact.
If anything, again, we'll go back to brief. Like, surely Vince would have, like, a fucking raging fucking... God's sake. Right, move on.
He's fat!
He's fat! Like, literally, you could literally have him feud with Braun Breaker and he could just yell he's fat at him. And then
No. His name is Braun.
Oh, shut up.
Remember? Braun Breaker. It's got 2 Ks in it.
Has it really?
Yeah, Braun Breaker.
He's a Steiner, isn't he?
Yeah, he's Rex Steiner. He's Rick Steiner's son.
Why the fuck does he not come out with chainmail on and go, holler if you hear me?
Have you ever actually watched anything he does?
I presume he's a bit like Scott.
He sounds exactly like Scott.
Why don't they make God's sake? They've got the
He wears a
rights to the
singlet.
song.
He wears a singlet and boots like his dad.
No.
And the start of his theme is a siren.
Oh my god, it's like they are trying, but
You
they're not.
don't watch this at all.
No, I don't watch NXT.
I don't blame you, because it's shit.
Why the fuck would I watch it now? Because
He's like the one good thing about it. You should look at a promo of his.
I've
fallen in love with him.
I've seen him kick an axe.
Oh yeah, that was kind of fucked, but we'll get onto that later.
Yeah, okay.
Moving on to releases. Jake Atlas, who is now with AEW.
Wonderful.
You know who he is. No, you don't.
No, I don't.
Henry Sterling, do you know who he is?
Smart Mark Sterling, I suppose.
No, different man.
Different man. Okay, no, don't know who he is.
Kona Reeves,
Been making stuff up.
do you know who he is?
Nope.
Leon Ruff, do you know who he is?
I've heard of Leon Ruff.
Leon Ruff was the guy who won the North American title in an upset.
Oh my god, they put belts on these people and they just get rid of them anyway? What is the point?
I think he won it from, I want to say, Johnny Gargano. No, maybe. The timeline's a bit shaky with that, but
Okay.
he won a title. He was this generation's 1-2-3 kid.
No, he's gone.
Yes.
Excellent. What a waste of time.
Steve-On Smith from the Performance Center.
Nope, don't know.
Tyler Rust from the Diamond Mine.
Again, don't know.
Don't know. Zechariah Smith from the Performance Center.
Again, this is not a person that I know.
Asher Hale from the Performance Center.
What? Here's the thing. I just don't. I don't understand any of this. So, what's the point bringing these people in?
Giant Zanjeer from India.
Why would they bother?
You know what his gimmick was?
He's a giant Indian man.
Hammer.
Wait, he's dressed up as a hammer? That'd be fucking great.
I would have loved that. No, he just carries around a big stick with him.
I'm a hammer.
Giant Zanjeer, that was his thing. He carried around a giant sledgehammer with him. Like, comedically large, like the Bludgeon Brothers, if you remember.
Oh my god. Why do these people...
Mercedes Martinez.
Is
Impact.
No, she's also in AEW now.
Oh, is she really?
Yes, she debuted at last week's show, helping
Good.
someone.
She's talented.
My brain's not working anymore.
Brilliant. Yeah, no, she's good. I've always loved her. Okay, here's a sob story for you. The entirety of Hit Row, namely B-Fab, Ashante Adonis, Top Dollar, and Isaiah Swerve Scott.
Wow.
Do you know who any of these people are?
I've heard of Swerve Scott.
Swerve is on the Indies as what was his name? Begins with an S.
Swerve.
Was he always Swerve?
I feel like he was always Swerve.
No, he was another name, wasn't he?
Swerve. You gotta be. Swerve.
Isaiah Swerve Scott.
Swerve
What was his
Scott.
name? Stop saying Swerve.
Swerve.
Stop. Stop making me add S's to fucking names that don't need it.
Swag.
Shane Strickland. That was it.
Shane Strickland. Okay.
Yes.
Swerve. You know.
Yeah. So Hit Row is basically the stable formed around him. It was him, Top Dollar, who was a big guy who was on the mic. Ashanti V Adonis, V like Megan V Stallion, I suppose. And B-Fab. They were basically a four-person group. Very interesting kind of gimmick they were doing. They were in NXT for a couple of months, but then they get drafted to SmackDown, and then they immediately get released.
This is what I mean. This is just lunacy. It's just utterly insane.
The draft was in October. They get released in November.
Why? Why? What was the point? What was the point? What was the point? What is the point in this? What is the point?
Asking what the point is a very...
I know, but
Also released, Ember Moon. I really hope she goes on to do stuff in somewhere else that's televised, where people can see how good she is. I've always been a fan of Ember Moon.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand.
She had a great series of matches with Asuka, went up to the main roster, did fuck all.
Again, this is the story of this entire thing. They go
Went
up to the
back
main
to
roster.
NXT, had a load of great matches, didn't do anything either. Eva Marie, good.
Yeah.
Didn't like her the first time, didn't like her the second time, don't care what the gimmick is, do not give a shit.
Surely she was more
not
successful doing Instagram things and stuff.
Might as well be, because you're certainly not good at wrestling.
Damn.
Oh well, this website fucked up. Remember Frankie Monet? Taya Valkyrie.
Oh, right, yes.
This website calls her Frankie Money. Frankie Money.
That's her Impact name.
Her Impact name was Taya Valkyrie, you fucking idiot. I just said that. Married to John Morrison, you know.
This ain't no make-believe.
Grand Metalik, gone.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
What do you mean, fair enough? What the fuck do you mean by fair enough?
Well, I don't know. It's 205. I don't watch 205. No one does, because it's been merged now with the North American belt. But,
Yes, they were giving real big disrespect to the Lucha House Party.
Great.
Really? Nothing?
Nothing now.
Wow.
Sorry. Just...
Grand Metalik is legitimately one of the best luchadors I've ever seen.
I'm sure
Like, he did stuff in Japan. It was great.
I'm sure it was, but in WWE, it's probably shit because it's WWE.
Yeah, it was a waste of his time, I would say. Okay, this website again fucked up because it's just a picture of Davey Boy Smith. Doesn't have his name. It's just a picture of him.
That's so fucked.
Boy Smith again.
That's so fucked. It's like you hire him after you induct his dad into the Hall of Fame finally, and then you're like, nah, bye.
Nah, you don't belong here.
Is the dog still in the company?
The dog?
They brought a dog to the Hall of Fame.
The what?
They brought a bulldog to the Hall of Fame. Like
the British bulldog?
No, literally, he was a British bulldog. Yes, he's still in the company. He's been released yet.
I wasn't aware of him even existing until you said it.
Well, maybe he's still there then.
Maybe we should sign him.
Kenneth, you want an opponent? Dog versus cat. Who wins?
Jeet Rama was released. Know his gimmick? Indian.
Fuck me, dude. Like,
he carried around a giant ball on a stick.
Come on, you gotta give these people something else.
No, the nationality is what gets people tuning in.
Does it really?
I mean, hey, if there was a British WWE champion, would you start watching?
No.
Exactly.
There was sort of. He was Scottish, and I didn't.
Scotland!
Oh, pride of haggis.
I hope he wins it again, honestly.
Like, again, another guy who's like a big beefcake and should be champion forever. I don't know.
Jesse Camilla. You don't know who they are, do you?
Mm-mm.
Long time in NXT, women's division. Didn't really do much for her, to be fair. Oh, here's a name. Here's a name that instills fear into the hearts of men. Karrion Kross.
Okay.
Talk about the biggest fuck up I think I've ever seen in the company most recently.
I can't believe for the fucking life of me. So he debuts in NXT with Scarlet Bordeaux.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, fuck. And
Scarlet Bordeaux.
Well, no, she'd probably kick my head in for pronouncing her name wrong. Like, you can't say words! I'm like, yeah, I know, I'm sorry. And...
No, she'd get her germs all up in your face because she's anti-vax.
Oh, get the fuck away from me then. Run away. Run away! Run away! So anyway,
they're both COVID truthers or deniers or whatever the fuck they want to be called.
You know what? Fuck off then. No, you know what? I don't care. I have nothing good to say about these people now.
I've never really talked about Karrion Kross on the show, I don't think. But for those maybe who don't know, I hate him. Like, I not even like from like a personal point of view, right? Because sure, like COVID denier, whatever the fuck, you're an idiot. But like, from a gimmick standpoint, I thought he was the most bland, nothing, fucking terrible performer that I've seen since Jinder Mahal. And even Jinder Mahal had a fucking like build, like he got into shape for WWE Championship run. That was something. What are you doing?
I'm doing the fall and pray thing.
What?
The song at the entrance.
No, I know what that is. I don't know what you're fucking doing. You're clearly having a fucking episode, Andy. Are you alright? Do you need fucking Nurofen or something? You alright?
Nurofen? You think that would
Do you need
help?
like painkillers? Fuck me.
But basically, I thought the entrance was cool, but then
That's
like
it.
That's it.
That's the only thing he had was the entrance.
Yeah,
and when they call him up, they fucking get rid of the entrance, they get rid of Scarlet, and they put him in fucking like BDSM gladiator gear. Because that's gonna fucking get over in 2021, isn't it?
I like the smell of it. I'm Karrion Kross. Like what a load.
But no, honestly, like from an in-ring standpoint, I thought he was so fucking boring and terrible, and I have no clue why they strapped the rocket onto him. Like, who would have thought that guy could compete with AEW, right? Because his reign was like in the Wednesday Night War, if you want to call it that, right? who the fuck thought that he could compete against like Kenny Omega and Jon Moxley? Like, look at him. What does anyone see in him at all? Like, honestly, tell me. If you're a fan of this guy, even before, like, even when he was like Killer Cross in TNA, even if you're a fan of him then, please tell me what I'm not seeing.
I feel like, and I don't want to be that guy, and I really don't want to be that guy, but I feel like people like the gimmick because of Scarlet. I'm just saying it, just throwing it out there. I'm just throwing it out there in the ether.
Even then, like, oh great, she's stereotypically hot. So are literally all of the other women that you fucking employ. Nothing about her is special. Like, what the fuck are you? Okay. Oh yeah, she looks nice.
But
cool.
I mean, the entrance looked cool-ish, but then, like, this is the problem with WWE and their overproduction of everything. Like,
I also hate that they, like, didn't really, like, fully commit to him being, like, supernatural. Like,
yeah.
He had the weird TikTok thing. He had, like, not like the app. It's a bit weird in hindsight. But, like, if he had a gimmick about TikTok, that would have been more entertaining, right?
That would have made more sense. And
his gimmick was, like, a vaguely, like, apocalyptic style, like, bringer of destruction,
which
right?
he never brought.
Which he beat up a couple of jobbers, like, great. It reminded me more of Mordecai than anything else, right? And then he had that feud with Keith Lee, where he won the belt. And there was that segment where Keith Lee opened the book, and then a fireball came out and just burned his face. And everyone's like, oh, what did Scarlet do to the book? It's like, are they magic or are they not? You need to go full in on the magic, or he needs to not be magic at all, right? He likes the occult. Oh, he probably has a tapestry of a Ouija board in his bedroom. Good for him. Is he actually fucking magic though? No one knows because you didn't commit to it.
Well, yeah.
And then immediately when he wins the title, he gets a broken arm or something, has to vacate, comes back, wins it again. Like, oh, I hated every bit of it. And, like, even then, I can recognize for what they did to him, calling him up, taking away everything that made him good, and just fucking letting him flounder and die by being squashed by Jeff Hardy in 2 minutes. Bearing in mind at this time, he was the champion, undefeated in NXT. You send him on to Raw to lose to Jeff fucking Hardy in 2021 in under 90 seconds. What are you doing?
Like, that
whole thing was a fucking mess.
Is it okay? Here's a question. So, would that gimmick work in NXT 2.0?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
Because I feel like it might have done in this weird.
That gimmick was purely like symbolic of the alternative brand that NXT Black and Gold was about. Like the same brand that had Poppy perform musical entrances for Io Shirai, the same company that performed at fucking Download Festival. Like the alternative festival. Like this was the embodiment of all of that. NXT 2.0, I don't know what it is, but I do not like it. Yeah. It's like a really shit version of what AEW is trying to do. And AEW does it well. That's the difference. Because you actually care about the competitors. I don't know who the fuck Grayson Waller is. I don't know who the fuck Von Wagner is. You can put AJ Styles in a ring with him. It's not going to make me care anymore. Like, literally, the only things I care about in NXT right now are Braun Breaker and fucking Toxic Attraction. Just Mandy Rose, Gigi Dolan, and at least the third one. Like, that's all I care about. And even then, that's a stretch, right?
Yeah,
like, Jesus Christ, it's been a complete disaster. And the fact that they just let Karrion Kross, like, just released him, like, oh, we're not even talking about Keith Lee. They fucking let Keith Lee go. What a fucking terrible mistake.
I don't understand the logic behind it. Like, you give
Keith Lee is one of the most talented people, I think. Like, the opposite of Karrion Kross, honestly.
But they did
like, one of the most insanely talented people.
But they did
in the same league as, like, Braun, you know?
They did the same thing to the guy. They put the belt on him. They put 2 belts on him.
They put both belts on him at the same time. And then he lost both of them.
And they call him up. Doesn't have the gimmick. Has a weird singlet on. He just...
But here's the thing, even when they brought him up, they presented him against Roman Reigns at Survivor Series, going toe-to-toe, they had a fist bump, they presented him at the fucking Rumble against Brock Lesnar. He knocked Brock off his fucking feet. He was the first person in that Rumble to do that.
And
they tried. There was a point where they fucking tried.
And he beat Randy Orton, didn't he?
I'm sure he did. Yes, he beat Randy Orton. But then suddenly he got COVID, which took him off screen for months, and then he came back as Bearcat, and he had a terrible singlet, and then he was let go, and it's honestly the most sad I've ever been in a long time. I love Keith Lee. As a guy, he seems like one of the best people ever. Like, just
needs to go to AEW now.
I wish. I want him in AEW. He'd be great.
So
no matter where he goes, he's fucking money. But
what month are we up to, by the way?
November.
Okay.
Mia Yim unfortunately released. Good hand. Nia Jax released. Good.
Yeah, that was. I mean,
I have no sympathy.
You
can call me a monster. You can call me a dickhead. I do not care. Fuck Nia Jax.
Oh no, yeah, she was awful. She would just injure everybody she was in the ring with.
Everybody she's in the ring with. Anti-vax, COVID truther. Like, fuck off, Nia. Just sit in a chair, become a cheeseburger, and fuck off.
Wow. Okay. A bit much. But here's the thing, right? From the word go on the main roster, it was just she got caught up when she weren't ready. And then, from that point, it was just a downward spiral of fuckery, and it just never really ended.
Was there ever a peak?
No, the peak...
Was she ever good?
The peak was NXT. And she wasn't
even in
ready.
NXT, she wasn't great.
That's what I'm saying. Like, she wasn't even that good then, and they called her up, and then she starts dropping people.
She was botching in matches against Bayley even back then.
That's what I mean. I don't understand. It's almost as if, what's the word I'm looking for where you just hire family members?
Nepotism.
That's it. Like, nepotism is not good. Just because you're related to The Rock does not automatically make you good. Sorry, it just doesn't.
You know how genetics are. They're hit or miss. I'm a hit. You're a miss. That's just how life is for some people.
Wait, hold up. What? No, my genetics are good.
Oni Lorcan was released. That's a shame.
Yes.
I've always enjoyed Oni. I'm pointing up one finger. He was Biff Busick on the Indies, wasn't he?
I have no...
Same guy.
Same guy, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he was. Yeah. He's going to be good wherever he goes. Scarlet Bordeaux, oddly enough, released after Carrion. Why would you keep her around for longer?
Can we keep this person? No. Okay.
She's opened up an OnlyFans, you know.
Fair point.
Charging ridiculous prices for fucking Instagram pics.
Fair, good for her. I mean, if marks are dumb enough to buy the bloody thing, then fine. Good on her.
That is true.
Ways, you know
she's actually had to put a cap on requests because she's fucking
holy shit.
Got way too many.
I don't like the fact that she's a anti-vax idiot, but You have to appreciate the hustle, I suppose. It's fair dues, gotta do what you gotta do. And if stupid smelly marks want to buy pictures of your feet, then fair enough, go nuts.
Like how you say they're smelly. That's their defining characteristic is that they're smelly and they have money.
Neck, beard, incel, marks. I don't know. How do I know?
Moving on. I'm not going to name every name because a lot of these you're not going to know. Drake Maverick, again.
Oh god, yeah, it was I'm crying about it. I get hired.
That was in 2020.
Oh, this past 2 years has just been a blur. I don't even know anymore. Keep going. I don't understand why.
Jackson Riker, good.
Great.
Fuck Jackson Riker.
You're saying what?
The guy tanked the careers of his two tag partners by being a MAGA Trumper on Twitter, getting the Forgotten Sons removed from television when Wesley Blake and Steve Cutler did fucking nothing wrong.
What was his name?
And they got fired.
Was he in TNA?
Yeah, Gunner.
Oh, fuck me, him. Right, okay, yeah.
Fucking idiot. John Morrison, again, how? What? Why? Because the Miz went to go and dance as Pinhead and the Blue Genie, and he got nothing?
I don't understand that. Like, he was in a tag team with John Morrison, and they were doing stuff at WrestleMania with Bad Bunny, for God's sake.
Bad Bunny! Oh my god. Not to mention, John Morrison is just insanely talented, always has been, and still is, in my opinion.
Well, to Impact,
like, holy shit.
Johnny Impact it is.
I hope so. I just hope it's somewhere. Maybe not AEW, but if he did, even for like one night, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Tegan Knox, unfortunately. Which, sure, like the writing was on the wall when they teared the ACL for like the 5th time.
Yeah, unfortunate.
That was unfortunate. Do you know who this is?
Yes.
Okay, good. And last but not least, Brother Nero, Jeff Hardy. In a weird, like, it wasn't a budget cut.
So he refused to go into rehab, didn't he?
He had like an episode or something. I don't quite know. There's been like conflicting stories from the Hardy family and also WWE. Like, it's really weird.
Yeah.
But basically, he's gone.
It's really weird,
which is crazy to me.
Because it's like...
He's still insanely over.
Yeah.
Like, people love Jeff Hardy. I still do.
Because he's
like,
Jeff Hardy.
yeah, he's a bit of a fuck up and everything, but who isn't?
But he's more of a reformed fuck up now, though, right? Like, he's supposed to... he was, yeah,
he's not as bad as a fuck up as he used to be.
Well, compare him to Victory Road, for fuck's sake. I mean, like...
Well, yeah, I mean, struggles with addiction is a very unfortunate thing, and you can never really judge anyone for things that happen in their private life that often, but, yeah, it's just really odd that he's gone. Like, what do you think he'll do? AEW, maybe?
I mean, Matt and Jeff in
That's
AEW against...
Matt has always said that he wanted to end as a tag team with Jeff, so...
Well, there you go. You're going to get your own... I mean, if Jeff sorts himself out, or whatever he's going through...
Whatever's happening, yeah, you gotta think. But...
like, him and Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus...
Oh,
Hardys,
yes.
And...
Lucha Brothers.
I mean, they've done the Hardys and the Young Bucks in Ring of Honor, but...
Oh, no, fuck that. Do other tag teams, please. Give me Lucha Bros versus Hardy Boys, please.
Yeah, I mean, Private Party comes to mind.
The Acclaimed.
Yeah, there's so many. I mean, AEW is like...
to hear fucking Max Caster go off against Matt and Jeff. Oh
my god.
What would he say? I'd love that.
See what I mean? That's the plus side with AEW, is...
It's the plus side of an alternative, like a viable alternative where people can go to, is because you love these characters, you want to see them on television, you want to see them like wrestle good. There's a place where they can go and do that now. There's actually like mainstream
and wrestle new people. New people.
Exactly. That was a whole year's worth of releases, by the way.
Oh my god. So, alright, so we've been on for an hour and 10 minutes, and we haven't actually talked about...
Fuck me.
We haven't actually talked about Road Dogg and William Regal, so should we...
Road Dogg and William Regal going is, I think, the last nail in the coffin of Triple H's power in the company.
Yeah, I mean...
This whole thing of releasing pretty much the entirety of the key players of NXT 1.0, besides like 2 or 3 names... Triple H having that heart attack, and then like basically NXT becoming 2.0 without him, firing all of his friends and mentors in Regal and Road Dogg. I just feel really bad for him, honestly.
Yeah,
and that's just me being a Triple H fan anyway. But like, holy shit!
The thing is, all of this,
it's brutal.
All of this was caused by Vince being like, ha, we'll fuck over that company, we'll go head to head with them. This is his fault. Like, this is the reason why NXT kind of went like, oh, it's not too bad now. So like, pew! Because this is Vince's fault. Paul Levesque had nothing, okay, he must have had something to do with this, but this was...
Well, I don't think so. I just think that it's unfair to pit NXT versus AEW and expect NXT to win.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Like, even when you had like Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, who are now all in AEW, like the Undisputed Era was basically the main event of NXT, regardless of Karrion and Keith Lee and all those players. Like, how are you going to beat that?
And I don't understand.
How are you going to beat like John Moxley, Kenny Omega, like the Elite, and everything that AEW has going?
You're not, and I think as well, like,
because just by nature they're 2 primarily different products.
I think the issue with NXT as well is the moment they wanted to make it a third brand, I think it kind of fucked them over.
Yeah,
because,
Carmine has said similar in the past. I think Liam has said so in the past as well.
Because what made NXT good back in the day, like when Keelan, Liam, and I went to see them when they were at Nottingham or wherever it was.
Back in the day, are we talking like back in the day with like Neville and Sami Zayn, or are we talking like Shinsuke and Samoa Joe and Bobby Roode?
I think Joe had just joined at that point. So
wow, yeah, okay, so you're talking like Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn,
and
like Neville.
And the thing is, like
Tyler Breeze,
they fucked themselves over because it was almost like an alternative within WWE.
That's the whole thing, is that its marketing was around being an alternative, like, from all corners.
But then what ended up happening was they're a third brand, so they're actually they're intrinsically part of this system. Like, they're intrinsically part of it now, so it's just like, well... And then what made it worse, I think, as well, like we've been talking about in this entire episode, is every time they had an NXT call-up, and they just turned out to be shit... It's like, well, what's the point of me watching this fucking thing and getting emotionally invested in any of these characters and any of these people?
You might as well just ignore Raw and SmackDown, because if you go to there, you basically don't exist.
Well, that's the thing.
Anymore, as what you once were.
And then what makes it even worse is the fact that I feel like, to a degree, the WWE style absorbed NXT style of wrestling, like that whole sort of let's do 5-star matches all the time and all that kind of thing. I feel like that style was absorbed into WWE, so then you've now got NXT where it's like it's not really unique anymore, and it kind of got to a stage, in my opinion, where I stopped watching it, where I was like, I've kind of seen it now, like it's kind of peaked. I think I dropped off NXT when Bobby Roode was world champ. I think.
Wow, and even then, that's like, what, 4 years ago now?
And I tried to get back into it, and it's just sort of like, I've seen this. It's the same thing I could see in WWE now. I could see this type of match in WWE. This isn't an alternative. Like, they should have kept it separate. That's my point. They should have, the moment they absorbed it all in, and I don't just mean as a third brand, I mean as the matches and everything else, they fucked it up. Like, I think probably around the time...
Well, James in the chat makes a fair point, then. It depends if NXT is developmental or a super indie third brand. Like, now it's definitely a developmental, because they've got all of the homegrown, unique names that you've never heard of that they're trying to form into new stars. Whereas before, they were just signing anyone who wasn't in Impact or Ring of Honor or New Japan or anything like that. And even then, they got Shinsuke Nakamura from fucking New Japan, and they just put him in NXT.
Yeah,
that was insane at the time.
I feel
like the fact that NXT could fucking do that. And granted, he went to the main roster anyway, but that's besides the point. Like, NXT as an alternative brand was fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
And honestly, I get those vibes now from AEW, which is why I'm so into it.
But this is the difference between NXT. NXT was always supposed to be a developmental. Then it got too big for its own fucking good. And it just became an extra brand of WWE. With AEW, it's an entire company.
Mm-hmm.
A unique company. Like, I think that's the difference. Now, I agree there needed to be a rebrand at some point. You can't just have the same fucking thing over and over again. But what they've done by rebranding it, it looks like the marketing and the branding of it is a fucking skull fucking abortion of my eyes. It makes my it makes my eyes bleed. What's with all the colours? It's like being on Nickelodeon.
Shapes and colours.
Fuck me. Ooh, look at the colours. Like,
you say Nickelodeon, right? But the fact remains is that NXT's major viewing audience is still like over 50 years old.
Well, this is the other thing as well. It's like it's clearly aimed at children, but it's not because it's kids not.
I don't know who it's aimed at, because you could
that's the
argue that NXT 1.0 was aimed at, like, our age.
Yeah.
Like, millennials and then Gen Z as well.
But
I don't know what the fuck they're trying with all of this. Like, it's not... You know, no, actually, I know who it's aimed at. It's aimed at Vince.
Yeah, there's no...
This is Vince's show. It's perfect.
Yeah,
you got fucking Braun Breaker, the homegrown talent, as
but no one wants to,
NXT champion.
No one wants to watch it then.
You got Mandy Rose, who is eye candy, like, personified as women's champ, compared to, like, the work rate of Io Shirai. Like, it's just like... It's like night and day. And this is a really shit day.
I mean,
James A says the average age is 62. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense that the fucking demographic is that old, because that's how old Vince is. He's older than that.
But
it's insane to me.
Yeah, but what is the point in this then? Like, what is the reason? Tell me the reason. Like, I don't get why.
I mean, I'm just extremely tired of this company as a whole anyway, which is why I'm focusing on AEW and New Japan more. And yeah, let's talk about AEW actually, because
well, I mean, we haven't really talked about Regal and Road Dogg, so
it sucks. It's fucking terrible. I hope that they get somewhere where their knowledge, because Regal is like the guy you go to for like advice.
Yeah, and
as said by multiple people throughout the years, his knowledge, like, he's a legend. He's a fucking legend. And you let him go for no reason?
From what I've read as well, there's uproar backstage by firing Regal, because they're just like,
well, yeah, no shit.
Like
people, the indie stars that came in, like Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, like, they credit Regal. Like, even, I'd say Neville, Zayn, like, even as far back as that. Regal was the guy who helped get them in.
But this is the thing, like...
It's fucking insane.
One of the jobs Regal had was to scout indie talent. So if they're not bringing in indie talent, they're like, well, fuck you. But he was an on-screen character, and he was really good. And I don't understand why you would remove... You need an authority figure. But the other thing as well is, if this NXT 2.0 or whatever the fuck it is going to be more character-orientated, you can't find a better person right now than William Regal. Because the amount of goofy shit he's done in the past... Like, he had to, like, pretend to drink piss in tea. He had to, like, I don't want to say cross-dress in 2022, but that's what it was at the time. And, like, he's done goofy stuff. And he's done really weird shit, like, he's a man. Like, he's done all this stuff. He's like the guy.
My personal highlight was in 2008 when he won King of the Ring and he became like Mad King, general manager. He was absolutely going to win that world title if it weren't for that wellness violation. I guarantee it.
Exactly. And this is a guy
It was brilliant television.
And this is a guy who's literally gone all over the planet. Like, he's literally wrestled here.
He knows everything.
He knows everything. He's like a fucking oracle. Like, if you're having a developmental, you need an oracle. You don't, like, I don't...
And they fired him. For what? For why? We don't know yet. Hopefully it's a good fucking reason, but it'll probably just be, oh, sorry, kid, it's for budget cuts. Sorry, kid, William Regal.
I mean,
you have a bright future. Like, what the fuck?
I can see Big Willie Regal. I don't know what I call him.
I want him to go to AEW, and I want him to do, like, blood and guts in, like, the War Games style. I want him to say, blood and guts!
He's so good. Just bring him
I
in.
love him. I love Regal so much. I want him to be featured in a program.
Didn't he train?
That's all I want.
Didn't he train Daniel Bryan?
Yeah, he's one of the people who trained him.
Well, there you go then.
Him and Shawn Michaels, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in terms of Road Dogg, well, he's Triple H's friend, so...
Oh, you didn't know.
Oh, you didn't know. And it's just
fuck it, have him join Gun Club.
You know what?
Hey, he needs to pay his light bill, as he said on Twitter.
Well, the thing is, I think he's a reformed character now, isn't he? Like, he was, like, an addict at one point.
Oh, he had a lot of controversies in his time backstage. We're not ignoring that, but you didn't know. I don't know. It's just
I don't know.
He could do stuff, I guess. I'm more upset about Regal, honestly. But
Regal is
at the end of the day, a man's lost his job. Like, that sucks.
They both have.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, Regal will probably go to AEW, I would imagine, in some capacity.
Don't even need him in an on-air role. Just as long as he's backstage, like
just
be with friends. Like he'd be with the Undisputed Era and all of those people. Like
as a road agent or something, or
yeah, literally.
Because the amount of the talent.
I'm in like a Christopher Daniels role or something.
The talent that he scouted to NXT.
Yeah, mind blowing.
You know what I mean? He could do that for AEW. Now, Road Dogg,
some of the biggest names.
I don't know, because I think when he was in charge of SmackDown, from what I can remember, a lot of people complained. So I don't really know. But
have him join Gun Club.
Yeah, they'd be like, "Oh, you didn't know," and then I don't know, call him the Kip Dog, Kip James. No, that was Billy Gunn's name. What was BG James? Was that his name?
I think so.
Okay. Well, there you go then. Job done.
Reform the Voodoo Kin Mafia. Reform that golden idea.
Do you know what's weird is that gimmick could probably work now.
Yeah.
Everything is going on in WWE right now. Like literally, that would make more sense now.
Really bad Vince wig and shoot him from the back doing like the wild arm gestures.
I'm gonna fire everyone. Like literally, I'm gonna go to Saudi Arabia. Like literally, like just like gold. It's fucking gold. Makes more sense now.
That's funny. I love that.
Oh god. So should we? I love how the title of this was Willie Regal and Road Dogg, and we talked about them for about 5 minutes. Should we move on to the final story?
I think we should save that for next week. Honestly, we've been going for a while. We need to have something for next time.
I feel the difference of Meek Sam.
Difference of Meek Weeks.
I miss Meeks.
Mr. Meek Weeks. Look at me.
Look at me. I'm tired. I think that's probably what's happened.
Let's end it now, and then next week we can talk about the Tony Khan controversy. Oh my god.
Oh my god. What other stupid shit will he say? We'll find out in the next week. So,
we'll find out. Watch Dynamite every Wednesday.
Well, thank you for joining us once again. We will be doing this on a regular basis because I'm no longer extremely sad, so that's great. So, moving forward, we have social media. Good sentence. And you can find us by searching the Suplah. We are on Twitter and we are on Facebook, if anyone uses that anymore, or is it Meta? Who knows? So you can find us on there. If you want to buy our merchandise, you can do. No one does, but please do. You go to redbubble.com/people/the Suplah. You'll find us on there. We have a gaming channel. We have a Twitch. Again, just put in the Suplah and you'll probably find us there. We have Suplah Brawl, where we pretend to fight each other in a video game. Sam, what's the next event?
The next event will be called Honky Tonk Wars, and it features several matches that you're not going to want to miss.
Exactly, several matches you're not going to want to miss. What else is there, Sam, that I've forgotten to plug? I haven't done this in so long.
I got it. You got it all.
Sweet. Well, I'm going to go find the music and stall for time. That's
the next event in Honky Tonk Wars. You will see such wild and wacky matches as soon as I load up the card on the spreadsheet because I didn't know you were going to fucking plug it. Honky Tonk Wars, we have the ILP facing off in a triple threat match against each other. Isn't that crazy? You've got Derek trying to retain the title against Beast Mode. You've got Tony in one corner. You've got Dragon in the other corner. Who's gonna win the battle of Liam's favorites? You'll soon find out. And me and Keelan, the Crazy Train, will try and defeat the aliens from Jupiter 2, the Mighty Sequelians, to become tag team champions. Will we succeed? Find out on Honky Tonk Wars, coming soon.
Because it's better than NXT 2.0, and I'm not that much.
Exactly.
I have been Andy Plum.
And I am Sam Brooks.
And I'm hoping the outro will play now. This is why I should have got my mouse, Sam. I don't like using the touchpad. It just doesn't work properly.
Only a bad craftsman blames his tools.
What if the tools are crap? It's like if you give me a banana to hammer a nail, you know what I mean?
The banana! Here's the banana! Banana for banana.
Right, goodbye!
Banana.
House. I think it's playing.
It is.
Oh,
Shut up.
Oh, it goes louder. Right, yes, I forgot that.